Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this little introspective on volleyball as we chat with the enshrinees of the class of the 2006 for the International Volleyball Hall of Fame. And joining me right now, Brazilian volleyball player, this is Jacqueline Silva. And we've already had a chance to start chatting just a little bit, and I kind of enjoy some of the insights that she shared about where the game is involved or evolved, and just the competition that comes along with playing the game. So let's talk a little bit first about your history. You got a young start, I think, comparatively to a lot of folks. You were 9 years old when you were first exposed to the game, and then you found what, within years, you were actually an international competitor on an indoor level.
No, I started when I was 9 years old, play with my dad at the beach, in Copacabana Beach. And with 10, around 10, I went to the play at the school. And with 14 years old, I went to the national team.
Okay, now when you say you were 10 and you played it at the school,
At
were
the
you
school.
just playing in school?
In
or was
school.
Okay, but was there special instruction that you could have taken, or was it just kind of part of Rio de Janeiro and playing at that time in Brazil where you were able to really learn the fundamentals to be as good as you were in your mid-teens at the game?
No, it just, I'm sorry, I don't understand what you said.
Okay, let me try to explain. You talked about your dad playing with him on the beach.
At the beach.
Did he teach you most of the skills that helped you grow
a
in
lot.
the sport?
Yeah, because I used to play with him, and he always bring me to play against the adult with him. So, but he wasn't that good, but he kept me teach me how to play. He got a funny technique, you know. But I was like, love the game, and I want to really get better and practice. So we used to use the beach for like a playground. So we go to the beach and play beach volley. It was just for fun.
Now, it's funny when you talk about how your dad wasn't that good. Maybe as you developed your skills, what happens at that point when you realize you're actually better than your dad?
Because we fighting a lot when we were playing together. Because he got this, I think at his time, the volleyball didn't have you couldn't bump, only with the upper hand. And everything he was doing with the upper hand, when the ball come in low body, he kept it with this.
He'd have to bend down low and still try to get under it.
And it was pretty hard, you know. And I was like, when I learned more than bump, and also he could spike the ball. He was just play, over net. And but that was it. I think it was what was fun about it. This place, exactly at this beach spot, was the place where a lot of good players became. You know, like he was here last year, Bernard, and the other good players from Brazil, the national Brazil, start play at this spot at the beach.
Now, let's talk about some of the players over time that you have played with, both on the beach, internationally. I realize that you have some indoor experience. You played for the national teams there.
I played for 10 years.
How were you seen, recognized, that gave you those opportunities?
I got to travel a lot with the national team, and then I was like crazy for technique and skills. So I was always watching players playing, and see how they do and try to imitate them. So I was good in this. So I saw a lot the Japanese team. And I want to learn the setter, the way they were so quickly and so fast, and wait to the last moment to decision where they're gonna set the ball. And their defense system was very nice.
Now, it's interesting as you describe waiting for the last possible minute, almost to throw off the defense as to whether you're going to send it over or set to the hitter. The game on a whole, wonderful, wonderful. Is there something that you like best about the game of volleyball? Is it that last second timing before the set? Is it a strong kill? What do you like best?
I think I like best to wait the last moment. I had all the time when I pay attention something is the time where the player can think before take any decision. So, well, this is make the surprise. The game is like the time no one expect that. And that's what I like the most.
In the time that you've played, what are some of the positions that you've specialized?
I was setter.
You were setter.
I was setter, but in the low division, I was a hitter. But I specialize in set the ball.
When you became a specialist as a setter, were you jealous a little of the hitters, or were you happy to know that you make that hitter?
I'm happy to know me.
You play your part in that role.
Yeah. You know, as a setter, you always have some good hitter. Like you expect them to play in the right moment, their best. You know, that's a good thing. If you have, you know who is going to be the player to play to. You know, and then I think to have this control, it's a good thing because you make the game. You know, it depends for how you see the game, and then. Yeah, it's pretty much like this.
When you look at the game and where it is worldwide, are there some things in your country that at times made it maybe more difficult for you to be able to play the game?
Yeah, the game is always growing. Like the players, they get high each year. So I think it for good thing and bad thing, always like this. Mm-hmm. So I think volleyball before was more technique and ball control, and now is every year is getting power. But I think most of the other sports is the same thing. And I keep thinking to create some new competition to bring back the good skills, the good players.
More the finesse.
Yeah, more the finesse, not to. Because it's not. Does not mean the tall players cannot have the finesse. You know, here we have Wash May, and Wash is a really tall girl, and she's pretty good.
But she has finesse. She can still set.
She
can still.
She plays with all. It's unbelievable. She's a great player. But most, I don't know, because now the volleyball at the beach, I think, getting short, like a small court, and this make the game. You have to go for each play. You have to spike the ball, you know. So change the way players playing now.
Are there? I mean, and again, volleyball coming to you in your early teens, and again by your mid-teens, you pretty much had it perfected, and would just continue to improve on your skills. Is there another sport that you either have been involved in, or what your second choice might have been besides volleyball?
Not at all.
No, huh?
Play cards, no.
And we consider that to be a game, although competitive, but.
No, we don't. It's funny because maybe because I love play volleyball, and so I know how what takes to make you good. I don't understand when I can't I can't do this the right way. So I get me in my nervous.
When's the last time you played, just period, whether it was in a gym or on the beach, when's the last time you picked up a volleyball and played?
I play every day in Rio.
Get out.
Yeah.
Good for you.
It's good for me, you know.
Good for you, because I'm not so lucky. I love the game, but I'm not as fortunate that I can get into a game every day.
I have to. I wake up in the morning and I'm happy because I go to the beach. It's like people does workouts at the gym, and I do my workout at the beach. So I got to, I have a coach, I have training, so they keep me in shape. That's what I do.
If you look back over your years of playing, are there some tournaments or some teammates or experiences that really stand out that you can share with us, a circumstance or a game?
Oh, yeah, I played before I came to America to play beach volleyball in 1986. Mm-hmm. And then, so until then, I was playing for the national for many, many years. I already played 2 Olympic Games. And so when I came here, I started playing beach volley, and I didn't know the roles, the shot, the whole skills were different than the indoor volleyball, and I had to start again and learn again how to play. And then because of the beach volley, I changed my whole concept about volleyball. And then I saw myself like I didn't know, because I always knew to hit the ball in an angle, I should just hit an angle. I didn't know how to put the ball in an angle. So in the beach volleyball, you must know to control the ball. So you have to divide the ball in such a place to when you hit the ball, you know the ball goes in the right spot you want. So I started learning little things, and I thought I knew, and I didn't. So in Brazil, over there you learn a lot. You learn when you grow. If you're good, you're good. But you have a difficult time if you're not. Coaches don't really teach you how to do the exact thing. So I learned a lot here. And then I got an American coach, who was a Pat Zartman. He taught me a lot of things to be a strong mind, strong mentally, and then and be always there for your partner and things like this. And then and that's the way when I came to America, I changed the view of the sport. And I think that's the whole thing.
See, this may help my next question then. Were there times where maybe you were frustrated in trying to learn, or maybe having a coach who didn't support you as well, where you thought maybe you'd leave the game of volleyball?
Oh, happened. Twice. Yes, when I played for the national team, I got in with 14 years old. So I grow inside this national training, and to be a part of your family and things like this. So I was a kind of the kid who always liked to talk, who always does things different than the others. So I got many times I was punished because of that. So after I practiced maybe one world championship, something like this, after practicing 2 months, they took me out because of discipline. And I thought I could never go back this play sport again. I was really sad. But the sport always pushed me in again and changed the way I was. I don't think I'm better now as a person, because I keep saying the things I know and things I want to say, but make a lot of difference. I learn a lot in the beach volleyball more than the indoor, because I think beach is you and your partner, so we share a lot, and you have to understand you need a person who is always with you. So it's things like this.
To look back now, do you have any regrets for those times that maybe you were a little open-minded, and as a result, kind of, as you said, kind of punished for being so unique? Do you have regrets over?
No, I think they should change. I don't have. I'm okay. I had a good experiences with volleyball all the time. I learn all the time, and I still do. Like to come here and have the opportunity to be with the Hall of Fame, and then I saw the picture, the many players. It's a good thing. It's part of me. It's part of the history, and I'm happy to be here now. Not many players.
Sure. Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
Very unique, very special class to be enshrined in the International Volleyball Hall of Fame. If we look back, because you've been to some Olympics, you've done some world competition, we can watch that stuff on TV, but a lot of us will never know what it's like to reach the level of an Olympian or international competition. How was that experience for you?
I think it's funny because when I first started working to have when I was playing for the national, I thought I could never achieve something like that. I was really far from the dream. So, and then I decided to give it up and start playing beach volleyball. That's the way I got there. Because you see, I don't care for gold medal. I don't want to be involved, giving more time to be at the national team and practice my whole day, many years. I was kind of tired. I want to change and I want to have a better life. And and then I moved to beach volley. And then I see the whole different world. And so I could do things for my own. I could hire the coach. I could do, choose the partners. So it was a pretty nice and a good life.
Okay. So you've talked about the advantages from being your own person playing on the beach.
Yeah, and then I give up the gold thing, the gold medal or any medal for it.
I'm trying to think, if we look at playing on the beach, what do you find more difficult? Maybe you find the beach more enjoyable, but it's a tougher game, is it not?
No, it became really tough because you have to be more responsible, I'm saying that because right before the 1996, when it was the first time the beach volley went to the Olympics,
sports, yeah.
This coach told me to go back to Brazil and find a partner to go with me to the Olympics, but I didn't want to. So I was really happy with my lifestyle. I'm saying that because when at the finals at the Atlanta, I realized the thing I did, because it was funny. After all, I passed. And for a moment in my life, the last thing I wanted was I thought that wouldn't make me different because of that, and that makes a lot of difference after. But I thought it would be less responsibility to play at the beach, but it wasn't. I really got into the game, and I was really serious about the practice and everything. And I was more responsible than I was playing indoor. Changed a lot.
I hear you use the words seriousness, responsibility. I understand that there's a little project that you're working on to give something back to kids in your homeland.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, because, Brazil is a lot of poor kids. We had, Brazil is a little rich people and a lot poor kids and people also. So with the government, we created a program to introduce the sport, volleyball, to those kids who has no chance to play at the club or they have no chance even in school, things like this. And there could be a good idea to introduce the sport to them and help them to go to school, and or if they don't have a chance to go to school with the sport will be their education.
Not bad at all.
You know.
So some of the things you do aside from getting them involved in sports, I understand there's something you actually do to also help them with sportswear, footwear.
Yeah, because when you go to those places, some kids, they have just one pair of tennis shoes. They try not to, they think if they wear the shoes during the practice, the shoes gonna be gone pretty fast. They're not gonna have shoes to go to school or go out. So they save the tennis shoes. And then in the other, they don't have anything. So you start giving them drills, and you see they use those sandals.
Yes.
Or sometimes nothing. And it's pretty hard. And so I decided to start with ask people who has more than one pair in home, everyone has a lot, to give it one, just one, and then I would give to the kids. And it was very nice. Many people helped with this. And it's really funny because at the time I was with a bag, full of tennis shoes. And then you get to this community, and then you put the tennis shoes in. They're not gonna run into. They try to see which one is good for them, and that's it.
Well, that's a good effort. It's a good project. So thank you for that. I'm sure that's well appreciated back home. Thank you for your efforts to the world of volleyball. Obviously, it pays off when you are recognized for those efforts and those successes, and thus being inducted into the International Volleyball Hall of Fame. So congratulations to you. Pleasure chatting with you. And just a quick note, as her and I chatted, we talk about the difference between rally scoring in the game and then going back to the 15-point system. The games can get a little long. Go back to the clock. 15 points. Serve. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Jacqueline Silva, our introspective looking into volleyball, part of our induction ceremonies in hindsight with this member of the class of 2006 to the International Volleyball Hall of Fame.